This season, it's about perseverance.
It's about closing an old chapter and starting a new one.
It's about redemption.
It's about taking it to the next level.
It's all about composure.
It's about trusting myself.
This season, it's about winning.
As an athlete, there's always stuff to prove. There's always stuff to prove to me. There's always stuff to prove to my fans.
I have to prove last year wasn't a fluke.
If I just made a huge switch in life, switch in career, I would love to win a big one. It's about the sacrifices I've made.
About the sacrifices I've made.
It's about the hours that I've put in.
It's about pursuing my passion.
It's about living my dreams.
It is about the love of the game.
It's about the rush of competing.
Sometimes I can get caught up in all the numbers, the ratings, the titles, letting all the hard work and things just kind of really shine through and not let anything get in my way.
I've proven that I've been able to win on tour on some of the biggest stages. When I'm out there not performing like I should, sometimes your brain can be pretty mean to yourself.
And when you compete for a living, you really kind of are grasping at something that's pretty tough to get.
Sometimes you don't really want to fight and make yourself feel better, but that's just what you have to do.
I always have next weekend to shine. There's always a fresh slate.
I just want to be fully present and take in that moment and just be grateful with whatever's happening.
This year,
This year,
this year,
This year,
It's all about taking it to the next level.
It's all about the fans.
It's all about competition.
leaving it all out there.
This year is all about winning the big one.
Welcome back to live disc golf in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada for the Las Vegas Challenge presented by Innova Disc Golf. We are at the Wildhorse Golf Club. Let's watch some disc golf. It is a windy day. Check out your Canada current conditions. 20 miles an hour. And a little chilly out there as well. There's the warm-up field. Should be headed to T1 here with our second feature card shortly. Flying in on the drone right now, love it. Cat Merch, our first tee shot of the year, first on the network of the year.
This is our 9:03 tee time on course Infinite. Leading us off, Owen Scoggins.
Owen sneaking in, never a bad thing. Nice looking drive from Owen there, Zoe.
And that's a great start. You're going to kick off your Elite Series with a Circle 2 putt there, just outside of the circle.
Haley King stepping up.
And it looked a little wide out of her hands, but looks also to be safe still.
Good miss. And now we got Cat Merch with the awesome beanie.
I feel like that is a defining beanie for Cat.
I feel like she could start selling those. Cat really had a great year last year, Zoe.
Yeah, and I feel like she's really leaning into her individual game, individual self on tour. I think we're going to see some podium finishes from Cat Merch this year.
And Jessica Weiss.
Somebody that we've seen grow up in the game of disc golf, literally, Jessica Weiss.
Fantastic on both sides. We'll show you the forehand here. And again, that's the good miss on one. Oh my.
Wow.
Oh, look at this wind.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's going to 2.
Whoa, what looked to be very safe is being carried away by the wind.
Whoa. What is... We are going to see some shenanigans today, Zoe, with that wind. It is going to be interesting. Welcome into the booth in Las Vegas. I am Ian Anderson. That's Zoe Andyke right there. We're back. We got live disc golf. We're in Vegas. The start of the year. You got to love it, Zoe.
I'm so happy to be here. I know that the FPO division as a whole is completely ready for this whole event to get started. The energy levels are high, and we're in Las Vegas.
Doesn't get much better.
Doesn't get much better.
Yep.
We are going to see some really crazy weather, though. Like for an opening elite series, we've got some cold and some crazy wind conditions that they'll be battling out there all weekend long.
Yeah, we do. Talk about the field, a little wide open. No Paige, no Kristen. The field's got to be thinking, this is my shot to grab an Elite Series win.
You know, and we had so many unique winners on the 2022 season that I think that this Las Vegas Challenge is going to open up with potentially a brand new winner. Although we do see defending champion Katrina Allen looking very sharp and very strong, feeling super confident in her putting stroke, and seemingly just calm and present in her mental game.
Yep.
Owen Scoggins, the highest rated female coming into this
that's
tournament
right.
for the first time ever. Really exciting stuff, and a deep field of 60 competitors.
Yeah, we saw some incredible stuff from Owen last year. Got that match play championship win.
I really liked our opening too, where Owen Scoggins is saying this year it is all about the big win.
There you go. She's ready for it. We are looking at Jessica Weiss, who landed close and then rolled about, what, 200 feet past the pin? 150?
That was such a mean wind carry. Difficult upshot, too, straight into a serious headwind there for her.
Harry, did you get eyes on that one? Happened to settle before the hazard? Oh, sorry. We'll check with Terry in a little bit. Apologies there. Scoggins.
Not messing around with anything on the very first hole of her Elite Series season. Owen wants to take a par here.
And it looks like she will do that with a very nice layup today. Look, you need to dial in those layup shots today, Zoe.
That's right. You've got to keep the disc below the cage. You want to keep it just a few hovering inches off the ground in order to make sure you can actually land underneath the basket. The wind could pick up at any exposure of the flight plate and carry you away, just like we saw with Jessica Weiss.
Yeah. And the wind, every foot of putting really exaggerates the difficulty. You know, a 10-foot putt is going to be a lot harder than a 5-foot putt today.
Yeah, you know, you hear these top-tier players talk about these windy putts. A 10-footer feels like you're at circle's edge, and that is a lot of pressure when you're coming in with potentially new sponsorships, your fan base watching, all the pressure in the world, and the breakout event.
So Jessica Weiss getting in that palm. Where's it, Haley? Both of them are kind of in that area. Looks like Haley be sticking a leg in there first.
And that is definitely not a comfortable tree to put yourself into. A little bit of poke in the back there to add to this really kind of nervous upshot. Oh my gosh, Ian.
Unbelievable.
Look at the confidence coming out of young Haley King, ready to be back on the tour. Wow, I did not expect her to run that, let alone make it. That was incredible.
From the knees out in circle 2?
I think Haley might be hungry coming out to 2023.
Weiss now coming back for her par save. Oh.
Just a little off left to the mark there for Jessica Weiss. Oh, no.
Oh, cat in the hazard.
And for those of you that aren't familiar with the hazard, once you've landed it in, it is just like OB where you have a one-stroke penalty, but you must putt from there, just like Kat did and made it. Now that is a great 3P to card on the first hole.
Great confidence builder on the putting green. There is Weiss dropping in her bogey. And owned with a par. One more look at this. Haley King with a spicy start to the day. Spicy start to the year even. Our halal guys bringing in the spicy shot of the day.
Wow. Just fully laid it out and believed in the stroke.
The halal guys strive to delight each customer with unparalleled hospitality and mouth-watering food at grace prices. We are throwing it down to Terry Miller. He's with Grant Zellner.
Good morning from Las Vegas. Terry Miller, the disc golf guy, checking in with our PDGA's own Grant Zellner, brand manager Grant Zellner. And we're going to start right there with new year, new tour, new everything, including new logo and branding from the PDGA. Tell us about it.
Yep, new look. First time that we have updated our primary marks in more than 25 years. So for more than a quarter of a decade, the throwing man served us well. We felt like it was time for an update. We felt like we live in a different world than it was in 1997. Everybody's consuming things on screens, on the Disc Golf Network, and all kinds of other places. So we needed a mark that would work in a lot more environments. And so the whole marketing team got to work on it during the off season and actually started to work more than a year ago and finally got to reveal it to the world just a few weeks ago. It was great.
And I almost feel like it was a little bit of a secret because it just all of a sudden appeared, and I really like it. It looks great. I've had that same logo, and as you said, since I signed up back in the 1990s. So I was also ready for it, and it was very unexpected. Well, we're also seeing incredible growth that continues here, of course, with the PDGA. Talk about some of the numbers that we're seeing here in the 2023 season already.
Well, like we were talking about before we came on air today, we're here starting off the Pro Tour season, which is great, but also the amateur season, and all of those A, B, and C tiers all over the country and around the world are starting up. We actually hit 3,000 sanctioned events just over a week ago, and it's not even the end of February yet. So, you know, just like always, the sun starts to come out, it warms up a little bit, and people start throwing discs, and we're so excited to be, the organization that governs that sport.
Well, if somebody wanted to pick up a brand new sweatshirt, where could they do it? Is it online, or do they have to be here in Vegas this first weekend?
Right now, you have to be here in Vegas to pick them up. They are literally en route to the PDGA store online, and within about 2 weeks, you'll be able to buy sweatshirts just like this one at the online PDGA store.
All right, everyone, that's Grant Zellner. New look for the PDGA. We're excited to bring you all the action here in 2023. Ian and Zoe, back to you guys.
Terry and Grant, thanks for that. What do you think of the new logo, Zoe?
Well, I think it was definitely past due, and it looks very fresh and clean. I think Grant described it very well. It was just time for a new look.
Yep. You saw your second feature card tee off on 2 there. They're making their way down the fairway. Your scores early. Holly Finley leading the charge. Sarah Hokum, Rebecca Cox. Those are good scores through those holes.
Yeah, and I believe, let's see, with Holly and Rebecca, there's been a couple of birdies and maybe just one bogey. So, and they were on different holes. So this it's just tough through adversity with these conditions and who can play smart in the wind.
I'm really curious what the winning score is going to be. I think with Katrina was at 30 down last year. I think it's going to be a little...
Maybe a little less.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get to 30 this year with these conditions. Your featured card teeing off in just a few moments.
And with her back to us there, that's Paige Shue rejoining the tour. Can't wait to see her out all season this year, giving it her go back on a full-time tour.
She got a playoff win out here a couple years back, right?
That's right, versus Katrina Allen. So Kat is the most recent champion. Then we got Paige Pearson there somewhere, but then there is a playoff with Paige Shue and Katrina. So a couple of LVC titles on this card.
Yeah.
And then if you'll notice right there, that's Doug Bjerkes.
That is Doug. I thought it was.
Father Doug on the bag. She talked about it in the press conference yesterday, what it means to have her father there. He's literally been watching her throw since she started. and that was as a toddler. So this is huge for her.
An approach there from Scoggins on 2, pitching it over the berm.
It's always a nerve-wracking approach, totally blind, up and over, and you have to put it up in the air just a little bit in the wind.
You have that fast green on the downslope as well. Haley King with a look at 2 after the par save on 1. She laid that up, didn't she?
Yep.
Smart play.
That looked like she hit the spot on the ground she was staring at as well. Again, keeping it out of the wind.
The old bump and run, eh? It looked like Murch might have snuck through. It was either Murch or Weiss. Might have a look here for a birdie.
And hole 2 is almost daunting to both fields because you feel like it's a must-get birdie. However, if you look at the percentages, sometimes less than half of the field is actually carding it. It almost feels more like a bonus birdie.
Weiss coming up just a little short on that birdie bid. Cap Murch to grab a stroke.
And she sits. Yeah, that looked like it wanted to have some attitude and kick up and roll.
That's the direction Weiss rolled on 1. We'll see the wind was trying to get it going, but thankfully it flopped over.
And throughout our broadcast today, be sure to pay attention to those yellow flags on top of those baskets. That'll give you quite an understanding of what these players are actually dealing with. 20 miles an hour is what the Canna current conditions tell us, but we're having gusts of up over 30, I'm certain.
You are loving Scoggins' putt on a day like today, aren't you, Zoe?
No problem. Doesn't matter what the miles per hour for Owen Scoggins.
Yep. You're going to see an advantage to the spin putters today. Pitch putting, gonna be tough. That's a good make there from Haley King. Murch coming back for her par.
Oh. Could have been just a bit rushed there, trying not to think about the wind too much.
Now Weiss. Ooh. Murch gets that bogey home. And we are swinging back to 1 for your featured card.
2023, this is your featured card. FPO on Course Infinite. Starting us off, Katrina Allen.
That's my buddy Sean Watkins doing the announcing down there. Here's Katrina Allen on the tee.
A safe and a good start for Katrina Allen, your defending champion.
I feel like that should be your play on 1. Throw it long, take a par.
And again, if you happen to be close enough, bonus birdie.
Yeah, there you go.
No need to mess with that out of bounds, though.
Solid in.
And in checking in with Evelina and Hina this morning, they are both so excited to be playing on this opening card together. It just is an extra level of comfort for both of them.
And shoe.
I loved the height there. Kind of hard to tell where that finished.
It was. Terry, do you have any eyes on those discs down there?
Yeah, that received a yellow flag for Paige Shue. Yellow flag.
All
How about Evelina? Did she happen to get in, or is she also in the hazard?
From where I could tell, it looked like she also received a yellow flag.
Lambrus doesn't make that mistake. She's in the fairway safely. 2 par attempts from hazard and 2 par layups likely from your feature card here on 1. Maria Oliva, she's on 4 with a birdie look.
Oh, yeah. Man, now an elevated basket, although downhill, she had a little bit of a headwind, kind of left her right. That was an impressive make.
Technical putting.
Whew.
Getting a live look down from our Flight Factory drone up here.
And an early reader board. 2 down. Holly Finley is leading it right now with such an early start and so many holes left to play.
Yep. Just 1 bogey on the day through 7. Evelina and Henna at Evelina's lie. Shoe laid up, and there's a layup from Evelina. She'll take her bogey. Yeah, if you haven't ever watched Paige, she plays very, very fast.
I'd say the fastest in the entire tour. It would be interesting if someone wanted to challenge Paige on speed and accuracy.
Wow. Also pound for pound thrower, you know? Henna throwing 2.
You can tell from her posture, she really was just trying to get that as close to the basket as possible.
And did a fantastic job at that.
Same for Kat.
Yep. Smart golf on 1. With that hazard lurking just behind, it just makes so little sense to run.
Got a nice little piling underneath the basket there.
Solid grouping. They are cleaning up these putts on 1. And as they head to 2, we're going to take a quick break on the Disc Golf Network. We'll be back in just a few.
So I'm here with the big guy. We call him the big guy. You guys know him as Dave Dunapace, but you see us on social media. We're always out having a good time. Well, we're out here on Course Infinite for the Las Vegas Challenge. We're gonna follow Dave for the practice round, and we're gonna talk about Innova's 40th anniversary. We're gonna talk about the 25th anniversary of the USDGC, and have a good time.
I'll be cussing and swearing, so ignore that.
Yeah, and we'll just get to the good stuff you guys need to see.
This looks perfect. Off the basket. Now it's rolling. It's headed for the OB. This needs to sit. Oh my goodness. It's safe. Right on the line. She's going to have about a 30-foot putt for the win. Okay, here we go. The putt is up. Boom, it's in. Strong side with authority. What an incredible moment. Yes.
I think this golfing can improve our community in many ways. It brings people together.
That maybe some of these kids who feel a little bit lost could find something like disc golf, find friends, find people to come together and play the sport.
Encouraging people to work together, kids to know one another, love one another.
A way for these kids to have a really fun thing to do together.
I think that's what we need in the world, love one another and do life together.
Welcome back to the action. Henna teeing on 2.
Now that was quite up in the air, and you know she's trying to throw a spike hyzer.
Will it climb the mound? Not quite.
She'll have a look at the basket, though.
During the break, we saw Katrina Allen get a really nice little roll there at the end of her flight. Salonen. Evelina going right at it. The bush preventing the Allen roll that was about to happen. Likely a 3 from there. Shoe. Shout out to Grady, who is, I'm sure, watching at home or at work. Have you met their adorable daughter, Zoe?
Yes, baby Savannah. I'm thinking Grady's with Savannah today and probably watching the network.
Love it. Haley found the OB. This is her 3rd on 3. Oh,
and that is going to be a great way to get up and down. They've adjusted the par on hole 3 this year.
We've got a Jen Allen sighting. She's on 5. No one has gotten the 2 yet. You'll love her arm for the chance, though.
I was just going to say that. Jen's chances are higher.
Yeah, very true. Scoggins throwing 3.
She needs to get close to the basket here. And I think that's just a little outside of the bullseye.
Yeah. Doug Bierkes and his daughter, Paige Shue.
You'll notice he's wearing his caddy badge, which the rules and regulations tightening up every year on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. You've got to have your credentials to be out there. You've got to have your passes. Also works as a good wind meter.
I've gotten busted before for not having the pass. Salonen pitches over nicely for her 3.
I like to see that smart play there.
Hannah.
This is a difficult upshot. She has to go over.
Did she run that?
We hear the base of the basket hopefully stop the disc.
Terry, what happened over there on that putt?
Yeah, it looked like definitely a run for her. It did hit the pole and it stopped right next to the pin. She'll have a tap in.
Oh, good news there. Thanks, Terry. Shue with a decision.
We heard her talking about how she is outside of the circle, which leads me to believe she's going to give this a chance.
And she is, smart golf.
So fast.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's a great jump putter. Like, one of the better ones in the division. Allen rolled to here for a look at 2. A little tentative.
And that's so tough with that dead headwind. You can lift the disc at any time and take it so far away.
Man, it looked like the wind died right as she putted as well. Didn't get that headwind lift she was hoping for. Katrina does clean up par, though. And swinging back over to Allen on 5 with a look at the first birdie of the day.
An incredible drive there. Oh, she tried to spin it in and the wind catches it.
Oh my.
Carrying it far from the basket there.
Scoggins to save par. Oh no. Dribbles out.
Luckily it lands right next to the basket.
Oh.
We're going to see some interesting things on the putting green today.
Oliva. This would be the first birdie of the day on 5. Same hole as Allen. Oh my goodness.
Yes, look at that scorecard. 2 red, 2 blue. She's back to even, and that was what I call a prolific putt.
That is 100 feet of putting in 2 holes for Oliva right there.
Wow. In this wind.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Cat on the box of 3. Looking really nice. Oh, I spoke too soon, perhaps. It appears that has leaked left. Bloomdus next. This has turned. Will it fight back? She's liking that, Zoe.
Yeah, plenty of distance up the fairway there. Very powerful throw.
These two fins, they can spin a disc.
The fins can spin.
They sure can. Here's your second fin, Evelina.
Evelina put it a little bit higher up into the air, and she has such good distance and disc choice selection. I think she's pretty happy with that.
When it comes to driving the disc, I don't know that they're any better in the world.
No, and in fact, in 2022, she was the top of the FPO division in tee to green.
Shoe. Oh. Leaking left.
You can see the wind definitely helped carry that even further left.
UDisc has Allen and Shoe on the fairway, though.
All right, so no damage there.
Yep. And Allen coming back now for par on 5. Not to be. The Birdogey there on 5 after a great drive. Jessica Weiss. Tee of 4.
Oh, yes, that's a phenomenal drive. This is a 381-foot hole, and with a sidearm under that tower, she's feeling very good.
We're on hole 6, Zoe, with Maria Oliva. The treacherous 6. This is as treacherous as you make it. Oh, she just made it pretty treacherous. That's OB.
The triple island threat.
After getting those awesome birdies on the last 2, a little bit of a cool down there on 6 for Maria, but she could still save par, I believe. See how aggressive she gets.
Early
scores
look here, yeah, at the leaderboard. Holly Finley is holding strong at 2 down right now, and Rebecca Cox is just 1 stroke behind her.
I think Katrina's 30 down from last year is feeling pretty safe right now. Speaking of, here's the defending champion on the tee of 3. Oh, sorry, the drop zone of 3. Yeah, they were out of bounds. That's right on bullseye.
And that should give her a really nice opportunity to clean up a par.
Are you aiming for tailwind putts on this one, Zoe? Is that the game plan usually on a windy day, or?
I mean, most players, yes. Personally, I really like headwind and messing around with it. But yeah, I think the more confident call is the tailwind.
Shoes approach. Oh.
That could be a little bit of a tricky landing. Almost looked like she was going to skip in for the save of the birdie.
Live look down from the factory flyover. Scoggins. Hole 4.
And smart play there. It looks like she's landed just outside of the bullseye.
Yeah. Juliana Korver.
After safely laying up and landing, she's safe on the green now. Good smart play will always pay off.
Yep. Evelina. Back on 3. Her approach into the green after a great drive. She will have circle's edge for birdie.
That's right. So Could be a tester or it could be an opportunity to lay up and have smart play.
Take some stress away. Blomroos.
I like the looks of this hyzer coming in.
Oh. Hannah going long. That will be a very tough make. Haley King has a long birdie look on 4.
Looks as though she was just laying that up. Didn't put it too high in the air.
Yeah. Looking down at the green of 3.
I have to say I'm impressed with our drone, the smoothness of our beautiful drone footage here with all that whipping wind.
Right. Shouts to our friends at Flight Factory for putting that thing in the air for us all year long. Love the perspective we get up there. Here is the birdie look for Weiss after you saw the drive on 4.
And she nails it. Jessica needed that, bringing her back down to 1 over and hopefully helping her find some confidence.
Hannah's approach went quite a bit long, leaving her this tough look for birdie. I'd imagine a layup coming.
And that's right, Ian.
Yeah.
No stress for the par there.
Evelina, will she get aggressive from circle's edge? Yes.
She definitely gave it a safe bid off of her mark to the left a little bit, but it looks like she should be able to clean that up.
Yeah, I think so. Now the par looks will start. I believe Scoggins first. Yes. Oh, it's Shoe, excuse me. That is Shoe in there.
Not able to get the height on it, but still landing safely.
Yep. Allen walking to her par. Attempt.
I hate to see it. Just barely below the top of the cage. Cat will card the bogey.
A lot can get in your head on the putting green, and the wind, I feel like it's doing a little bit of that as well. Making that a little harder. Shoe cleans up her bogey. Salonen par. Back to 6 for Korver, approaching the green. The wisdom of a lot of disc golf paying off here. Hopefully, yes, it will. As she walks to the green, we'll take a break on the Disc Golf Network. Back to the action in just a few.
What people are going to notice when they pick up the Supreme Series is superior grip, superior durability.
The inspiration of creating a new disc line for Dynamic Disc was to actually step up the quality even more.
Our friends over at Latitude 64 have to have special molds made. And this Supreme line of plastic is truly a premium plastic. It's a premium disc, and you will know it when you touch it and when you throw it, that it's as good as it gets.
While I do have a lot of different versions of the Thrasher in my bag, the main go-tos are those Thrashers that I got when I first joined the team. And that just tells you how consistent those stock runs are.
The J is our latest mid-range disc. Okay, where the Mako 3 has got a little bit of instability and the Rock's got a little bit more overstability, the J's right between, and you can throw it backhand, you can throw it sidearm, it's good in the wind.
You know, a lot of people say that Ed was the father of disc golf. Well, that's true. He did
invent the basket. But Ed did another wonderful thing, probably his major accomplishment, was being the first person to realize that we had a sport on our hands, not just a toy.
In 1976, Steady Ed Hedrick founded the Professional Disc Golf Association with a dream of turning a flying plastic toy into a global sport. Since then, the PDGA, members, players, event directors, and volunteers have worked to realize that dream. From the very first baskets to courses around the world. And yet, it's only the beginning. We're looking to the horizon with even bigger dreams for tomorrow.
Welcome back to the action, Hannah Blumbrus on the tee of 4. What's the idea on this one, Zoe?
Well, the idea is making sure that you at least have enough distance and get to the pins. So with this wind, you're going to need to choose overstable, and you're going to need to cut through and count on the skip factor. 380 feet is no gimme, but just getting yourself there and getting the opportunity is the whole goal.
Salonen. Oh, skip in. Oh, my.
Wow. Coming in with massive power.
From one superstar to another, Haley King. Tee of 5. It looked low. No, it wasn't.
She had such a powerful run up. Look at that, just outside of the circle. That was a great drive.
Haley, another great thrower of the disc. Allen on 4. A little more measured, and it pays off.
Best of the bunch so far for Katrina.
And now Shoe. Fading early is Shoe. Here is your course close-up powered by our friends at UDisc. This Wildhorse Golf Club. 3 disc golf course on the property. Each division playing 2 this year, Zoe. The change.
Yeah, and I know that the players were all for it. It was the biggest feedback over the last couple of years, so really happy to see him playing 2 courses here.
Yep.
Almost 7,000 feet and a par 60 for the Infinite course. Hopefully in this 2023 LVC Challenge, we can see some of those stats being broken.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be tough to do in the wind.
Yes, it will. Shoe. They're second on 4. Excuse us, Doug.
Solid layup there for Shoe.
Doug, the gentleman, apologizing for being in the way. He's such a great guy. Haley King. Finding the cage on that birdie bid. And back to 4 for Evelina. Decision time in circle 2. I'd like to see that done better, Zoe.
You know, knowing that she wasn't going for it, just keeping it out of the air and a little more direct to that pyramid base. Remember, if you're committing to a layup, you fully commit 200%.
It's such an important thought.
Up in the air. Oh, Ian, that's hard to do, especially in the wind. I like to see Hannah smiling, although I wish I could have seen that putter go in. It was a clean stroke.
So how do you mark your disc on that one?
Just next to the base of the pyramid.
So. Allen. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is Katrina. 4 birdie. Look
yes.
at this woman.
And she has made up for the bogey on the previous hole, back down to even, Katrina Allen.
Total redemption putt. Shoe to save 3.
And
Nice.
she's in.
Aaron drive not costing her any strokes. Evelina for par. The approach costing a stroke.
Tapping in her bogey. Hopefully we will see Evelina find that confidence in the stroke.
They're having the same conversations. Can you just stick a foot in the cage?
Is that okay? That every
And in this situation, talk it out with your card mates. I think putting a mini right next to the base of the pyramid is just fine, but always, always talk it out with your card.
Has it happened to you during a tournament yet?
Actually, no, not that scenario.
Yeah. Scoggins spins that one home.
Man, I'm kind of surprised the basket didn't fall over on that one. That putt had some miles per hour behind it.
Holly Finley still holding on.
Through 10 holes, that's some solid play in the wind.
Still just the one bogey. Rebecca Cox having a more up and down day. She's got 4 birdies and 3 bogeys.
Nice to see Stacy Ronsley back out on the tour. She's all tied up for 3rd. We've got a newer name, Caroline Henderson, up there, and a few newer names on our entire list of 60 FPOs. It's always nice to see some newer faces and the returning faces each season.
Yeah. Oliva, a birdie look on 7.
And she's caught it. I wouldn't say on fire, but you can tell she is so focused. She's got a couple of bogeys now, 3 of them, and 3 birdies, remaining even.
Allen on the tee of 5.
A little bit of a wind test here, checking to see which way the dust blows. You can see a little bit of a headwind. This requires a lot more angle control. It was a bit low out of her hands.
Yep.
You could tell.
Couldn't quite find edge before it found the ground. Blumdus. This thing is just dancing in the wind, Zoe.
Yeah, I liked the height and the power put into it. It's just not a lot you can do sometimes in the wind.
Shoe. Yeah, that left to right they're facing, just taking that anhyzer.
Every one of those drives, yeah, kind of beat down out of the wind. Let's see what Evelina can do.
Maybe her power can cover up some of this wind. Yep.
A little bit of the same result. She may have gotten a farther distance, but still, wind kind of took it out of the drive.
Yeah. Today's the day you're going to want to watch your competitors' discs a little extra closely to see what they're doing out there.
That's right.
Scoggins on 6.
Looking to go for the second island here. Will she come back in?
I do not think so, would be my guess. We'll see what we'll find out, though. It did not is the word. Yep, she's head to the drop zone. Holland Hanley almost throws it in on 7.
Oh, yeah.
There's a name I'm watching this year, Zoe.
And I think you and the rest of the world agree with that one. Holland Hanley had a pretty nice breakout season last year, and with new sponsor and fully filled confidence, she's definitely a player to watch.
Currently sitting at 2 over on the day. Looking for that first birdie of the year. Shu throwing 2 on 5.
Oh, she actually put that up in the air a pretty good height. I feel like she was giving that a run.
Dang. Katrina Allen lining up her second.
You can see that left to right wind. That is one of the hardest winds to even throw into any kind of a shot. So you can imagine an upshot being kind of nerve-wracking there.
What are you doing with your disc angle to
You've got to keep it flat and unexposed from that left side. If you let any of that left or outer angle exposed, it's going to take the disc and just throw it off to the right.
Evelina approaching. Oh my.
Ooh, a little strong on that approach. I believe she's outside of the circle there.
Yeah, she had a tough lie over there in those woods. Henna much easier for her up and down if she wants it.
I feel like Henna was giving that one a nice soft bit into the wind as well. Just looking at the height of that, I think she's hungry for basket.
Weiss on 6. She's going for it.
I love to see this confidence. And it's green.
Oh, nicely done.
Jessica Weiss.
Love to see it. Factory flyover of hole 5's green. That's Evelina down there looking at a par putt. That was a great effort. She got it up.
Yep, that was a strong and a confident looking stroke.
Back to 6. Weiss.
And this is a birdie opportunity for Jessica. Obviously something there in the wind made her change her mind from a backhand approach to a forehand. Can she capitalize? Oh, and she's in. Jessica looking for a birdie on the crazy island hole.
That'll be her first of the day. Evelina now has this left to save her bogey. Oh, nice. Back to 6 for King.
Ooh.
Doesn't like it.
And you guys, we just talked about it, exposing that flight plate in the wind. That was a little too high, and the wind just carried her right out of bounds.
Oliva on 8. Oh. Grabbed a limb on the way out of the gap, it appears. Back to 6 in King. That's a nice layup. Haley King will be sitting at 2 over after she drops in that bogey. There is Katrina Allen with a par. Henna, keeping it clean. That's good on a day like today.
I appreciate that because she is giving these a real bid for the birdie.
Yeah. Weiss for the birdie on 6.
Just didn't really come out with any pop, any spin.
We're flying this Hole 6. It's interesting every year.
And as we fly this, ask yourselves at home, what would you really be doing with 30-mile-an-hour gusts on this triple island hole? So many nerves and so much extra pressure for these players. What would you do? What would you do, Ian?
Oh man, I'm laying up. I don't even know if I'd run it if it was calm, Zoe.
Yeah. That's when you're feeling your highest confidence,
Yeah.
and even then you're questioning.
I think it's funny, one of the, Nate Sexton, everybody thinks he's like one of the safest players on tour. He runs this green every year.
I love it.
I do too. Katrina Allen on the tee of 6. Does that have enough? It does.
Okay.
Terry, how much room did Katrina have to work with there? It looked like not much.
Yeah, it looks like a disc width or less over there for Katrina, just barely getting onto the second platform here.
All right, taking advantage. That was Henna. Did that one get in, Terry?
No, that one came up about a meter short of finding the inbounds. It's dead center, but a meter short. She's OB.
Ah, rough. Paige Shue now on the box.
These players are throwing into a direct headwind, and you can see what happened there with Paige Shue's shot. The wind just took it. Throwing into a headwind, you've got to keep that nose angle down, potentially even give it a little hyzer angle.
Evelina. Missing the other way. Will also be headed to the drop zone. King on 7. Her backhand form is just chef's kiss, Zoe.
Absolutely. Super crisp.
Yep. And a very nice drive there. We'll show you the putt once it happens. Henna from the drop zone.
A nice green flag there. So everyone but Katrina found the out of bounds.
Paige. Oh, this hold on, it will not.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is going to be a big number.
Which is what hole 6 can provide.
It's a round killer. Evelina, also from the DZ.
Oh, no.
We're seeing another red flag and an out of bounds disc.
Barely out of the ropes there.
Weiss, her second on 7.
And this is actually kind of a tough green to land. The basket's located on a little bit of a side hill there, and rollaways and skipaways really do happen.
A nice little backstop for Weiss.
Yeah.
Eva, her second shot on the par 5 8th.
Plenty of distance coming out of Maria Oliva. She was taken down early on the drive and making up for it there on the second shot.
Up and down, definitely in range now. Katrina, as Terry mentioned, just barely in bounds after the drive, now throwing 2.
Beautiful shot, Ian. She's in the bullseye.
Ooh, she is getting strokes on the card on this one.
That's right. Multiple.
Yeah. We've got Henna head to the next drop zone now. Where's she in? No, she was in, excuse me. She'll drop in a 5.
And now we've got Evelina and Paige Shue heading to that second drop zone. And this is very, very important to kind of stop the bleeding on hole 6 and just secure that you are under the basket.
Page throwing. We are finally to 6 on the green here. Katrina Allen for a birdie.
And she does it, like we said, multiple strokes on her card and potentially the field.
Yeah.
Here with that birdie.
Salonen slides home the double bogey. Henna putting for single. And back to a double here for Shue. No problem there. Ahead on 7, Owen Scoggins with a birdie look.
It's outside, right?
Oh, full commitment with the body.
No.
Don't roll too far. All right.
And ahead again to 8. Hanley throwing 2 on the par 5.
You can hear that wind. This big, huge open hole here with the par 5.
Oh, we got Jen Allen. I'm blaming that one on production. Allen, she's clear of the green. I believe that should work out.
Yeah, that's safe over there. Might not be the most comfortable look.
King on 7.
Super tough to actually land that putt in the basket with that low ceiling.
Now we got Holland Hanley. To be fair, they both threw really far.
That's true.
Holland, as you can see, outdrove Jen even.
Now with that distance sidearm approach, one of the more versatile backhand sidearm players.
She's going to have an eagle look coming up. We'll show you that once it happens. Back to 7 for Scoggins to save par.
Just a little bit right there for Owen's putt.
Third shot for Oliva on 8. Hit an early tree, but still my birdie.
Let's hope that that one didn't go too far.
Yeah, there is that OB long. 7 with Katrina.
You have to keep this one low off of the tee just because of that tree right in front of you providing the ceiling. But then all that distance, 358 feet, you still have to cover. That was a good drive by Katrina Allen.
Terry, is Katrina close enough to give that a run, or is that more kind of layup territory out there in the fairway?
Yeah, I'm thinking she's going to have a headwind, and from circle's edge or deeper, I think that's going to be a layup.
Yeah, that sounds like the smart play. Blomroos. Oh, no.
Wow.
What?
Not very often do we see one of the banner flag assets hit, but it did cut Henna's drive down right there.
Huh. Shue. This is heading left.
And right out of her hand, she does not like it.
Probably a similar play to Allen. Technical approach, though, as you mentioned earlier, onto this tricky green. Salonen.
And this is looking good. She's got so much power there. She's outside, though, of the circle.
She is, yeah. About where Scoggins was, I believe. We've got a flanner hit. Shout out to Nate Doss for teaching me that word.
Watch this.
And it looked like a good drive otherwise, wasn't it?
It was a fantastic drive. I would have loved to see that that flight finish.
Still doesn't swear and finish. And first lesson you ask every no, but she now swears. She says, okay.
We're talking about swearing. We should be listening to this. It's about swearing and finish, I think.
Keeping it clean.
Yeah. For our American viewers, anyway.
I was like, what do you say?
We've got the eagle look. Colin Hanley on 8. It's a long one. Dropping birdies are cool too.
Yep, I certainly like those.
Yeah. Henna.
Yeah, and this is just an upshot. Virtually impossible almost with that ceiling to get in the basket, and no real reason to try.
Yeah. Risk reward not there on that one.
Yeah, we're in the first round here. Yeah. We're just trying to skate through, hopefully get a capitalize on a couple of birdies, and a clean scorecard is what we're looking for on day one.
Shu throwing 2. Oh, it got a little headwind lift.
But a light landing.
Yeah. How close? Good. Yeah, how close is that one, Terry? Paige doing okay?
It landed right on the pedestal. She'll have a drop in from 6 inches.
Oh, beautifully done.
Better than what she even knows.
Yeah. Allen, a couple feet closer, similar look. Going to the bump and run. And now Evelina with a birdie look, but a smart layup from the fin. Pars all around.
Yep, a few tap-ins for par. No damage here on this hole.
Yep. Oliva, oh, you were right, Zoe, to be worried about that one. It did go long out of bounds, coming back for par. Hey.
Solid make there.
Well, it's only her second par on the day through 8. We are taking a quick break on the Disc Golf Network. Back to the action in just a few. Oh my God, we didn't.
What do you like about LVC?
I like the courses. Extremely little fluky stuff. And other than today, the wind is going to come up and make this very, very challenging. Just to land your driver where you want to land your driver. And then your approach shot, you should be able to handle it in the wind. But then the putt. Good luck.
Go long.
Whoa.
Hey, over here.
Hello,
We're Kenna. We're a Dutch growing company. We love plants and we want to tell you some cool things about them. Just like humans, plants can communicate. They can sense when another plant is close. Plants look out for each other too. They warn neighbors about nearby threats by secreting substances. And studies have shown that plants love a good tune. We love and understand plants. Let our passion excite you too.
What makes the Halal Guys so deliciously different? You might have heard of our famously long cart lines that NYC fans happily stand in. Today, with over 100 plus restaurants across the globe, we are your place to experience authentic American halal. Enjoy our delicious falafel, Euro sandwich, platters, and sides topped with our famously flavorful white and hot sauces. Order online today and taste how we make different so delicious. The Halal Guys, bringing something deliciously different to the table.
Solomon next. That was crushed.
That was a big drive. And that's what you need on these next couple of holes. It's really about getting the distance to put yourself in position.
These par fives on tour, the players are thinking birdie, right?
That's right. And just like we saw earlier from Maria, though, we've got some major distance throwers in the field, so that now going long is actually a problem and a possibility. And I just love seeing the talent grow in this field.
Jessica Weiss. Her approach to the green on 8.
Landing nicely.
We are going to watch these feature card drives from the birdie zone. Katrina Allen and Paige Shue are in the birdie zone. Birdie Pro, their Kickstarter goes live on March 10th during the first round of Waco, a new disc golf board game. Always fun. Couple world champions right there.
Yeah, we got 3 titles between the 2 women. And a very proud father.
Yeah. So true. Headed back to the scene of Paige's World Championship this year.
Yeah, Smugs.
Yeah.
The entire tour is excited to be back at the Smuggler's Notch for Worlds.
I have never been, Zoe. I'm so excited to get together this year.
I was going to say, this is definitely your year.
Back to the disc golf action. Henna throwing 2 on 8. Oh, she's going to wait. Are they waiting for the green to clear down there, Terry?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Our second to last card is just about cleared out. And I don't really like the position off to the right-hand side where we're finding Henna. I think she's going to have a very difficult approach to try and find the green.
What kind of wind is she dealing with on this shot, Terry?
It's mostly blowing over her right shoulder, so a little bit of right to left, which is going to make it that much more challenging if she's going to try a backhand.
Absolutely agreed. She goes with it. Oh, you can't hate that, Zoe.
I think that was an excellent shot. The angle control in the air, keeping it low with plenty of power.
A moment ago, Scoggins for eagle.
And that is the Owen Scoggins we all love watching, cheering for, and really just making the broadcast so full of life.
Evelina approaching on 8.
Another great shot. She's going to join her friend and competitor over there, Henna.
Easy up and down birdies from there. Although in this wind, you really can't take anything for granted, can you?
I was kind of just thinking that
Yeah.
nothing's a gimme in the wind.
Weiss with a birdie. I believe her first of the day.
That's actually her second birdie, which she needs.
Oh, thank
she's
you.
had a total of 4 bogey strokes today. She's cutting 1 back down.
All right, nice. Back to the fairway for Allen. Oh, Allen dribbling onto the green out of bounds.
Just not quite enough distance. I think she looked at what happened with Henna and Evelina's drives. I think she held off just a little bit on the power and just came up slightly short there.
And we did just get a UDisc update for Scoggins. That was a birdie make, not an eagle.
At least taking 1 off the scorecard instead of 2.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Shoe. Oh my goodness.
And that was fantastic. I believe she's short of the OB. Paige Shue looking to find her stride and get on to her mark so that she can actually pull out a few strokes from that deficit she's caused. It's been a rough start for her, but we're looking to see big things come out of Paige Shue today. This weekend, excuse me.
Oliva tied for 3rd on the tee of 9.
Incredible distance, even impressing herself. You could hear the oh wow from her card mates there. Taking a look at the leaderboard.
Looks like Holly Finley ran into some
little bit of trouble
little
there.
bit of trouble, yeah. She picked up bogeys on, it looks like 11 and 13, dropping her back to even, giving Rebecca Cox a solo lead. 317.
I can't help but think how many more times we're going to take a look at this top 10 leaderboard this weekend, even today, and how many change-ups there will be. I think this tournament will provide so much up and down drama and action with the discs.
There's Rebecca Cox's scorecard.
Colorful, yet I like to see that consistency. She's got a lot more pars and birdies on the board.
Henderson, your clubhouse leader right now, though. I think she came in at even on the day.
Nice upshot there for Henna. Sounds like the players are having a little bit of fun with these upshots. And I like that jump putt run. It's not a run, but it's a jump putt upshot for Evelina. Very safe.
Katrina Allen walking to hers. Second leaking onto the green. Will be throwing 4. A chance for birdie still. Finnish friends talking it out as they watch Katrina putt.
You'll notice Katrina always consistently sticking to her pre-shot routine for her putt. And I believe that is everything to do with the fact that her putt has improved so much over this last 6 months. Just a tiny bit nose down there. A really good bid, though, out of Katrina.
Should sneak out of 8 with a par, but I'm sure that's disappointing for Katrina. You know she's thinking birdie or better on this par 5. Shoe with an eagle look. Yep. They've got her in circle 1.
And you can tell these players are trying to keep it out of the wind. Both of those putts just a little bit low.
And now Shoe has this just inside the bullseye for birdie. I feel like on a day like today, we need to shrink the bullseye.
Yeah.
You know, this doesn't feel like a...
That wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah. Bullseye putts feel like 20-footers.
Yeah. Evelina.
I just don't like seeing that for anybody out there. Even these short putts can really be tricky in the wind.
And Hannah back to even. Disappointing par for Salonen. And the same for Allen. Oliva for birdie. It is a smart layup there from Maria. We've got a little backup on hole 9. We'll take a break while they wait. Back to the action in just a bit.
The Savant is a little less overstable Thunderbird. So if you don't have quite the power to throw a Thunderbird, you can throw the Savant and you can throw it farther.
This is Latitude 64. The smallest of grains handled with the greatest passion. Always trying to improve, always trying to be better. Out of curiosity, excitement, thrill. For the player and the sport. Because we want to make disc golf awesome for you.
Are you sick and tired of browsing through countless online stores for your disc golf equipment only to come up empty-handed? Look no farther. At Tintin Discs, we have a vast selection with pictures of each disc so you can find the exact one you need. We offer a wide variety of top quality brands at affordable prices, including discs, bags, accessories, and much more.
One of my favorite partnerships with Discraft is the Paul Macbeth molds. The Athena specifically has just been a really fun one because it's a disc that I've been looking forward to. It's definitely a staple in my bag. It sits right between my Undertakers and my Onyx. A little bit blunt nose so it can fight and handle the wind, it can handle some torque, and it's just one that I can throw at all powers. That's what I really like about it. I'm just glad that we're able to make this disc, have it in hand, and have it as a stock disc that anyone can get.
Disc golf education is important because it prolongs the length of our sport and the popularity of our sport, and the most receiving of disc golf is children. So if we get that introduced to them young, they might grow up to be the next Paul Macbeth or the next Paige Pierce, and we don't know it.
Welcome back to the action in Vegas. Owen Scoggins on the tee of 9.
And that was a great wind read for Owen. She's throwing overstable discs, as we know, but that was the right choice for that kind of wind.
Yeah, and hole 9, it's a decent amount to ask. Our Owen got 380 on this one. Yeah. 390, excuse me.
And this is definitely a distance that Cat March can get, but that came out of the hand pretty low.
Maria Oliva. Tee of 10.
And she's still tied for that third place position right now.
Oh.
Maria has got some awesome distance and some awesome angle control. We've checked in with her a couple of times throughout the practice rounds, and she is so incredibly hyped on her new discs in Thought Space Athletics and Infinite.
Nice.
She says she's feeling more confidence than she's ever felt on tour.
Jennifer Allen next to tee on 10.
Jen really checking the wind, taking her time to get that read.
Hopefully that stayed out of the hazard. Corver. Yeah, that's all you need there on 10.
Yeah, and Juliana Corver's distance continues to impress me. She continues to hang with some of those farthest throwing players out there.
Yeah. There's the backup. We weren't lying. I think Katrina's got her battery-powered jacket on today.
Oh man, forgot she has that thing.
Right?
What a cool piece of equipment.
Terry, did you go find a disc again? Terry's a superhero.
Yeah, I happened to be over here when Jessica Weiss had thrown out of bounds, so I was able to spot it just short of the circle's edge, or water's edge, but she's OB and heading to the drop zone.
Nice. Well done, Terry.
You can always count on Terry Bear to know where the discs are.
One of my favorite moments from last year. You know what it is?
Yep.
Paige
Pages,
Pierce.
yep.
Terry, go find my disc. Oh, my goodness. This is when you need one of those kendamas.
That's right. Or anything really just to keep your mind focused on something simple, not overthinking the golf, and keeping the body and the muscles warm.
Out on the fairway, Corver. Oh, sorry, this is on 10. Ooh, that's going to be real close.
It does not look like it had enough to get in bounds.
Weiss.
She's asking for it to get there.
It almost did. She's out in circle 2. Not bad, though.
And it is just round 1. We're only a little over halfway through. And as a player out there on the field, do not stress yourself out. Remember that there's so much more golf to play. Nobody's winning the tournament in the first round.
This is Holland's second. It's a tough green to stick, really mounded.
Ian, a little deep of the basket could mean roll away or skip away. That's got a downhill slope behind it.
Really technical green there on 10. Makes you think. Merch. That's her approach on 9. Should be good enough.
And that's the expression out of Cat Merch we love to see.
Oliva pitching across the hazard for a drop-in birdie, or maybe an eagle.
Oh, that did look like it was a bit of a bid, and it was solid.
I guess better to miss long than short on this one, though.
That's right.
Rebecca Cox in the clubhouse with that 2 down. Now your clubhouse leader.
And you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Ian, that 3 down actually was the hot score on this course last year, and it was by Katrina. Probably be pretty tough to beat today.
Yes. Scoggins. A birdie look. Is Holland? And Hanley finding the pole is inbounds. Thankfully, that could have easily found the hazard. King. Oh, look us take that.
That's right. A little too much of the Anheuser angle on that putter.
Wow. Just every mistake gets exaggerated in the wind.
That's right.
Weiss. Is she running this, Zoe?
It feels like it. Yes.
Oh my goodness. It was
You
so
know
close.
she wanted that.
Wow.
I got to give her props for the confidence and for the sidearm putter bid. Not a lot of people have that shot in the bag that they're going to try to make it with.
Uh-huh. The touch for that, exceptional. Merch.
And it's just tough out there, the conditions today in Las Vegas. Seeing a lot of putts missed low, just hoping to keep it out of the wind. Now that was a perfectly squared up in the middle of the chains putt by Haley King.
Follows up her eagle with a par. Scoggins. No problem there. Oliva for par.
She's quite stretched out so she can get around those trees. Oh,
Ooh.
The wind completely squashed that one out of the air.
Quiz putt here on this cleanup. Ooh.
I've never seen a putter drop so fast.
Did you see the flag right there?
Yeah.
Just crushed that disc out of the air. Fantastic make. Drops her to 1 over on the day. It's like nearly time for our feature card to tee off here on 9.
We're hoping that these competitors were able to stay warm, able to keep their focus light and easy, and let's see how they can come back off of that break.
Is this going left, Zoe?
It definitely is leaking left. That was actually a good tree catch and roll.
Oh, it was a great
She's got an opportunity for the birdie there.
She does, just outside the circle. Shoe next to tee.
I really like the angle control on this one. She's wide open there.
Doesn't quite have the henna distance there.
Right.
Henna can spin him. Allen.
And Kat definitely has a little more right-hand turn on this, just outside or at circle 2. That was a great drive.
And now Evelina. Also bailing out very early.
Yeah, she did not get that tree love that her competitor Henna got there, but plenty of distance.
Yeah. King ahead on 10. Short technical par 4.
Wow, plenty of ground action there and staying safe out of the hazard, or out of the OB, excuse me.
Scoggins. From one Masters to another, Jennifer Allen.
She's asking for it to sit down. You can see it came out just a tiny bit early. She's hoping to stay clear of the OB.
I don't like your chances there. Oh, they've got her on the fairway. We'll see a few disc updates, though. Corver went back to the bag.
And I've got to point out, this is our third Masters aged player in a row that we are witnessing rip it in the FPO field. The wind kind of took that one off to the right.
Very much did. Evelina, yes, has to go up and over with the forehand. Will it cut roll? It won't. What a shot.
What a great shot. Again, not a lot of people have that in the bag. Anheuser forehand putter.
Yeah. Shoe. More favorable angle.
Just trying to lay it up, and that she does well.
And back to own on 10, her second on the par 4. A little wide. Oh, it's a dime.
And she pins it. It's that overstable plastic she's throwing in.
So good. It is so nice to not putt on this green.
That's right.
She's got to be loving life right now. Allen, back on 9. Nothing to do but pitch over, which she does nicely. And now Henna with a birdie look.
Oh, yes. That's the second time we've seen her do that today.
That was a perfect putt.
Henna putting in some focus and some real work in on the green, and it's paying off for her.
Taking advantage of that green light she got with that backstop. Evelina puts home par. Shoe and Allen will do the same. And they are off to 10. Speaking of hole 10, this is 11. We got Maria Oliva.
Oh, and the wind just lifted that probably more than 50 feet extra in the air. That's going to cut an incredible amount of distance from her shot.
Hopefully enough to keep it in bounds.
Yeah.
I wonder. King. Now, speaking of actual hole 10, that's a very nice approach there from Haley.
Yeah, this card knows they don't want to mess with that putt.
Haley's playing solid every time we check in with her. Game looks really nice this year.
I think we're going to see kind of a newer, more improved version of Miss Haley King. We talked to her in the press conference yesterday, and she is really taking a major focus and a handle on her personal health, whether it be physical or mental. That is her #1 priority and focus this year on the tour, and she believes it will take her right back up to the top of the podium.
I think she's right. That's the foundation for everything else, right? What a putt.
That was a great catch.
Jessica Weiss for a birdie on 10.
A colorful scorecard, but only being 3 over. Don't count Jessica Weiss out of anything.
Just 5 off the lead right now. Scoggins drops in birdie, as does King. And back to the tee of 10.
bit of a wait there for our lead card again.
You saw Jen Allen's drive. Here's the second. Not bad at position, Zoe.
Yeah, she stayed in bounds, and I like this play. She's keeping it out of the air. And this is a elevated basket this year. I really like that change because it is open. There's not a lot of protection around it, so it's going to create some drama.
We are now ready for some feature card drives on 10. Henna. Are you worried about left to right on this one, Zoe? Are you planning for your second shot in any way here with the drive?
You know, I don't think so. Just as we saw the smoothness in that hyzer for Henna, I feel like it is just about knowing that you want to be in the center of the fairway, so choose the right stability and keep it out of the wind.
I like it. Shoe.
Plenty safe there.
Yep.
She may have a tree to contend with.
Yeah, I wonder.
Just looking to get it under the basket on her next shot.
Katrina.
Oh, and Katrina matching Henna's beautiful placement there.
Salonen. Going to the flex play.
Yeah, we got the full flex on this one. Another great spot to be.
Oliva throwing 2 on hole 11. That is a lot short. Ooh.
And again, that pin is elevated, so that's going to be a tester putt.
Definitely so. Looks like wind has calmed down a little bit, but still a huge factor in today's disc golf.
Yeah, although it's reading 16 miles an hour, we know that they are getting gusts that could even be doubling that. So again, just really adding the elements in to make the golf a whole lot more difficult.
Just 45 degrees, too.
Yeah, and you know, we all as disc golfers really want to take off layers and feel warm when we're playing, so even yet tougher.
Maria to save par, and she does.
Her putter is on. That was a really clutch par save for Maria.
Love to see that. Becca Cox still holding on. Katrina Allen. Henna trying to chase her down. Swinging over to Shoe for her approach on 10. That sand short playing is hazard. And a really nice approach there from the world champion. Missing just a little bit long, which is where you're aiming on this one. Evelina next.
Oh.
That is safe.
All right, just enough.
Yep. Bomb loose. Yeah. Into the bullseye for her birdie look. And Katrina will look to join the gang over there.
And she actually gave that a little bit more height and a little bit more of like a bid than what I was guessing that she would.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day. What'd you do for Valentine's Day?
Oh, I see what you're talking about now. We got a
Yeah,
heart-shaped hazard.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a broken heart if you land in there.
I made the wife and son a nice dinner for Valentine's Day. It's nice. Steaks and crab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always good to celebrate the love of the game. Certainly not the love of the OB there, but we do appreciate that heart shape.
Katrina's approach went just on bullseye's edge long, coming back for birdie.
Speaking of celebrating love, you gotta love making a putt like that. The pressure is high. It's elevated, you know, because of the hill. Great shot for Kat there.
Shoe. Also for birdie. It does stay in bounds, though, thankfully. Oof.
Paige Shue is just really looking to find her mark on the drives and on the putting green. We know she's got so much more inside of her game.
And there is that nice make. Hannah for birdie. No problem there. And Evelina to match that 3. Oh my goodness, Zoe.
It did not
It
do
dribbled out.
that.
Weak side again.
So frustrating. So disappointing. You could see her take a big breath of air in, and then it's time to move on from all of those.
King on 11. This is going very right. It should be able to get up and down. I don't think there's anything in the way, but not close. Scoggins. Welcome to the booth in Vegas. I mean, that's Zoe. What's your take on the day so far?
Well, I'll tell you, it's the first round. Everybody's excited. The weather is crazy. We're seeing some really dramatic plays, but we're also seeing some clutch birdie makes. So I just am feeling excited for the action and for commentating over it all weekend.
Yeah, right. Games are looking strong so far. They really are. Not a lot of off-season jitters or, you know, rust to wear off.
No, and we know that we do not have Kristen Tatar, Paige Pierce. Yep. We've got Owen, the highest rated player in the field. Katrina looking hot. She's tied for first place right now, and she's looking to make a charge and defend that title. I'm just excited about all of this. The FPO field is looking sharper than they've ever looked in years past.
Came down to the last hole last year. I would imagine it'll do the same again this year. Let's jump back into the action on Wildhorse. Haley King on 11.
It stays safe.
Okay. Oh, I believe her drive might have been out of bounds. See, no. Ooh. Scoggins.
And that definitely came out of her hands just a little early. She is closer to the circle's edge there.
Oh, so that was King to save par. She is looking at Owen Scoggins with a long look at 3.
And the headwind is hitting the face of Owen Scoggins as she lines this putt up.
Yeah, the headwind rise right into the band.
And you can hear Owen commentating her struggles with the wind.
Yeah. Weiss. Oh, it just...
And that actually didn't look like that had any wrist snap on it. It was almost like a putter without spin in the air.
Like a wounded duck.
Yeah. Jessica frustrated, no doubt, with that.
King looking at bogey. Excuse me, double bogey. Huh. Oh, she did go OB. They just didn't mark it on UDisc, that's why. The confusion, pardon me there. On 12, Maria Oliva. Going left a little early, but with a look if it settles. Your Flight Factory flyover. Look down at this Wildhorse. So we've got Henna Blabloose on the tee. Trying to fight out of that crosswind. They've got her on the fairway after one. Katrina. Part of the three-way tie at the top after hole 10.
I was just going to mention that we are all knotted up with 3 players at the top. 2 of them still have just under half of the course to play, while Rebecca Cox is finished. Clutch timing to nail this shot off the tee. Katrina, I don't think that's how, definitely not the distance that she can throw, but she has no trouble there.
Yeah. Shoe. This is low, but looks like it'll find edge. That's just fine. Don't imagine we're seeing a ton of 2s on this one, Zoe.
No, and if we did on the weekend, it definitely will not only get that replay, it'll be talked about for quite a while.
Yep, I just checked the board. There are 0 2s on this one so far. Evelina? Someone who could maybe get it, even then a lot short.
Yeah.
This wind. Jennifer Allen on 12. We just saw Maria's drive here. Jen got a little more turn on this than Maria, and it has paid off beautifully.
That was fantastic. I love the height and the angle she put on that. You see Missy Gannon climbing up into a tie for 4th place. And we have only seen her name on the leaderboard once today, so I'm thinking Missy may have found her mark.
It looks like it. Oh, they just took away her birdie. Oh, on 17 there. And we'll show you that Missy Gannon scorecard once it settles. But yeah, really kind of found her groove. 3 early bogeys and then birdies and pars since.
Missy's one of those players that just really displays the mental toughness, the stamina to get through. If she's got a rough start, you know we're going to see some blue on the scorecard after that.
Poise personified.
She's got a line of trees all the way up her right side, which is going to make this straddle out left even more difficult. She's got to put just a tiny bit of anhyzer on her putter.
And that right to left is going to want to knock that down, Zoe.
Yeah, this is maybe one of the most difficult conditions here to set up for. Oh, she gave it such a proper attempt.
Thankfully not punished either.
Right.
Allen.
And that's an incredible placement for a drive there for Jen Allen.
Can she grab the 2 not to be on this one?
Just lacking a little bit of power and spin.
Back to 11's fairway for Salonen throwing 2. Nice, but still some work to do.
Yeah. It was kind of a funky skip that she got there. I was looking to see that carry a little bit more towards the basket.
Yeah, I think the wind might have done its thing on that one. Blumdus. Terry, what are they looking at for wind on the approaches here? We saw Evelina really not fade much at all.
Yeah, they're throwing directly into a headwind, and although they're short approaches, they are very daunting.
I could not agree more. This is such a touchy green with that fast ground as well. A moment ago, Katrina Allen.
Solid upshot for Kat.
Scoggins. Some bad ground play after a nice drive. Sure, she was hoping for a late skip there. Evelina, 4-3.
I really wanted to see that one go in for her. Could have potentially added some of those confidence nuggets that she needs for the putting green.
Confidence nuggets, I like it.
Yeah, I got to eat a lot of those before you play your first Elite Series round.
Fair. Shoe.
And it's in.
Yep. Matching the best score of the day here on 11. Katrina.
Oof, and no putt is close enough today, but that one's in.
Henna's also finds the bottom of the bucket. No harm, no foul on 11 there. That was Weiss on 12. Firing in the forehand beautifully.
A huge sidearm. And she's in the bullseye, man.
Gosh. King on the same. This looks early.
You're right, in a little bit early, but I believe just at circle's edge. So not too bad. Haley has so much distance.
Oliva. She did make her par on 12. This is 13.
Oh, and I was hoping she accidentally kept it low enough to keep it out of that OB, but unfortunately.
This green is just littered with hazards. Oh my
Wow.
goodness, King.
You know, she's focused.
Crowner after that one. Awesome.
That was incredible. Look at the wind she just put through.
Blowing her hat off.
Purely cutting through with nothing but spin power.
Merch.
A solid stroke there for Kat.
Weiss. You saw the drive. Here's the birdie look. Weiss.
Nice and easy does it. Clutch birdie for her to card at this point in the round.
Owen will clean up par. And speaking of cleaning up par, Oliva would love to do that over here. Look at that flag, Zoe.
I know, it's just daunting. Ah, and she almost grabbed enough chains there, just out left.
A little work left on that bogey comebacker as well. You like your chances, though. That's a look down at 12's green. Holland Hanley with a par look.
And she was definitely a bit closer there than what we just saw from Maria, and she's able to card the par.
Still looking for that first birdie of the year. It'll come. Oliva coming back for 4.
And that was clutch. I know that she's adding a stroke to her scorecard, but again, we're putting into the wind. The pressure is added. We're getting closer to the end of the round. That's a great make.
Henna back on 12's tee.
I like this. She gets the ground action she needs.
Oh. Terry, what happened at the end of that flight there? Did it hit a tree or just get a bad ground reaction?
No, it looked like it just hit the sand and then stopped almost immediately.
Oh, man, rough break. That looked like it was headed for the bullseye.
I think it could have hit the pin. But still, a great shot.
Yeah. Katrina.
Kat's hanging it out quite a bit wider with more hyzer angle. And that's it. That's what she wanted, just outside of the bullseye. Kat's happy with that one.
Shoe. Is Katrina still on her cold shower game?
You know, we'll have to talk to her about that. I know she attributed quite a bit of success to some of that whim.
I bet Terry knows. Terry? She's still rocking those cold showers and the meat diet?
Yeah, you know she's sticking with her routines and getting ready to go here for this 2023 season. So focused and dedicated.
You'll love it. Evelina smashing one out on 12.
A great spot still, but when you look at this this shot by Paige Shue, let's check out the Zuko replay. Best of the bunch, and the bunch are all in the circle.
This was so nice. Love that one.
It just came out smooth instead of like powerful, and it worked. Move slow sometimes.
Haley King. Hole 13. Green littered with hazard. That's not headed for the green though.
And she's calling out for a bit of a misfire and into the OB.
Holland Hanley on 14.
And she definitely got her practice in. That's the way to play this hole.
Just some fantastic drives with the future card on 12. Everyone with birdie looks.
And you know, Ian, I'd love to see that star frame here.
That'd be great.
First star frame of the season. Get these girls the boost they need for the next hole.
Can Evelina kick it off? Looking at birdie. It's a great effort. Missing just left though.
Right height.
Yep.
Just needs to dial in the center of those chains.
Katrina, her birdie look.
And we're looking at about an 18-footer. Feels about like a 38-footer. But she gave it plenty of power to get in. Just missing high. She'll be carding the par. And now Henna, you can see, is just at or just outside of the bullseye range, so probably about 11 feet. And she's able to card the birdie.
And that is your solo leader after the birdie make.
Very, very clutch putt there for Henna.
Evelina to clean up. It's that same miss again.
We'll have Katrina card her par here. Nice, easy tap in.
Are you seeing anything in Evelina's putt, Zoe, that you would call out, or is it just a...
I am. I'm seeing some unsure eyes and some unsure heart everything else about Evelina's skills set and really her putt, there's nothing wrong with it. It is a matter of dialing in her focus in her brain, having that putter look of confidence in her face, and her heart being completely committed.
Ahead on Scoggins.
And this is going left early, but not early enough. I thought maybe it was going to beat the hazard.
Allen. Jen variety. That's a boom.
It's also a beautiful shot of a Spike Heiser with the beautiful wildlife flying in front.
Maria Oliva on the same.
Look to see somewhat of the same flight pattern here. She keeps it a little lower out of the wind.
Oh, yeah.
And is maybe even just a few inches closer.
She's halfway in circle one. Haley King.
Oh.
Terry, we did not get eyes on where that King approach went. Did it go in the hazard or is she safe?
Unfortunately, guys, I didn't have eyes on that one either.
No, sorry, Terry. Back to Blumroos. Oh, Haley was in the hazard. We got an update from production. Oh, and speaking of hazard, there is Hannah. It's pretty easy to get hazard on this one, Zoe.
That's right. The basket's completely surrounded with problems. If you are landing safe, you can just count yourself very successful on this tee shot.
Shoe. And joining the gang at the beach. It's not a beach type of day, though.
You really don't want to be on the beach in this weather.
No. Katrina.
Let's see if Katrina can make the adjustment here. And she does adjust, but it's just such a tough tee shot, especially with this wind. Let's see how Evelina handles it. I'm semi-expecting a sidearm here just for the opposite approach. She's seen 3 of her card mates now have trouble. Yep, and we are going to see the forehand.
That Squatch Flanner reminding me that Katrina's rocking her new Squatch bag today.
Oh,
brutal.
From hitting the basket into the hazard.
Oh, my goodness.
Love to see that smile on her face
Yeah.
anyhow.
A patented awesome tee shot from Evelina Salonen. Thanks to our friends at Sunstein. Sponsoring the patented moment of the day.
It would have been a super boost to put that one on the scorecard for Salonen.
And just a moment ago on the green, Scoggins for 3.
And she got it.
What a make.
Yeah. Not losing any strokes to this hole for Owen Scoggins.
And the King approach did find the hazard, so that is for 4, but does make the 4 at least. A little bit of a Band-Aid putt there. There you can see the treacherous green, Zoe. Good luck. Good luck making it come in bounds.
If you find yourself flying out to Las Vegas and getting the chance to play these courses, I challenge you. I dare you. We've got hole 6 with the islands, and we've got this one with all of the OB.
What was your plan on this one, Zoe?
I was always trying to play wide right and skip over the hazards.
I can see that.
I didn't see a lot of it today, and I think it was because of the wind factor and direction. We saw more of a direct line at the basket, hoping to hyzer out, versus playing it wide.
Shoot to save 3 after the hazard drive.
see Paige Shue taking a couple extra moments. You even saw her towel blowing. I feel like there was a bit of a wind lift rate, or even higher breeze. And she just couldn't quite capitalize. She did keep the putter low out of the wind, just a little too low.
Evelina, 4-3. Oh no.
I believe she was at an angle where that should have landed safe on the ground, though.
I'm with you. Henna for her 3. And there goes the solo lead for Blomroos. Back into the tie. Oh, Evelina, it did go pretty long, didn't it, Zoe?
She did, and this is tricky footing in the rock bed dry creek here. Almost.
Okay, double drop in for Evelina. Katrina. Laid up nicely to there and puts in a par, and a par is good when the card's doing bogey or worse. So that par will put her back into a tie with Henna. Double for Salonen after the bogey for Shue. And the bogey for Blomroos ahead, Oliva.
And her putter is hot today. I feel like she's made some clutch putts. And that was a nice birdie.
Gets Maria just a 1 over on the day. Just 3 off the pace. Holland. A birdie look and her first birdie of the day. Off the schneid, Zoe.
Gotta love that.
There's your. It is tight, Zoe.
It is, and I love, you know, Rebecca Cox has been finished for a considerable amount of time, and she's been in and out of that tie for the first place spot so many times. Katrina and Henna battling it up.
This will be her first time taking a lead into round 2 since 2021 Texas States. So she put in some work in the offseason.
Yeah.
Regular grinder. Merch.
That was actually Jessica Weiss.
Thank you, Jessica Weiss. Thank you.
That's all right. With the backhand and park job. Incredible. That's exactly what you need on a day like today.
That is Korver. That's a nice approach. That's a new very short hole 15. And now Scoggins on 14. Excuse me. Pretty sure that's 14.
We can call that a perfect upshot.
Yeah. Katrina with the tee and a share of the lead.
And hoping for just a little bit more ground action there, but just at circle's edge, or I think just outside of the circle there for Kat.
Just a moment ago, Haley King on the same. Not to be there. And Blomroos. That is a much better effort than Allen. She is in the bullseye for another birdie. Cat Merch throwing lefty. So you've dabbled with this, haven't you?
I was just going to say, girl after my heart there, throwing ambidextrous shots. Sometimes a left-handed hyzer is maybe a better option than the forehand, depending on your confidence level and how much practice you've got.
Yep, they fly a little bit differently.
It's also pretty good for the physical body. I don't know if you know
Bounce it
that.
out?
Yeah. I like how wide Paige let that go.
Yeah.
And she's pin high.
A look at 2 coming up. Scoggins. Tee of 15. That one might have like caught up late there. Allen. Tee of 16.
And with all open air, this shot is super difficult. I mean, you've got to get a good boom behind it because the distance is incredible. You've got a par 4 here.
We're doing it right now.
King. Is she throwing lefty too?
She's choosing the lefty line at least. Oh, she is.
Oh my goodness.
We have not seen this out of Haley King yet.
I mean, we're right next to
And
each
she
other.
seems all right with it.
Strangers in air.
Wow. I didn't know she had that.
I did not either. The offseason must have provided quite a bit of new skill building for our field.
I guess so. And she's got one of the best sidearms in the game too.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised to see it. Maybe it was a card challenge.
I think it might have been something like that. Some light shenanigans. Allen came up short on the drive. Has this left for birdie.
Definitely did not leave it short.
Shoe finished pin high left for birdie. Everything but in.
Yeah, she touched every part of the basket.
Allen coming back for par.
And that is a beautiful stroke, no problem for Kat.
Yeah. And a fantastic drive from Henna. This for the solo lead. Count it.
And she's gained back that lead like you've said. Right after that tee shot, you know Henna definitely got a couple more bricks of confidence.
Here's where the lefty backhand got Haley King. She pitches a forehand in.
Super tough position
Yeah.
to be in. You've got everything to try to go around.
Oliva, 16. This is going.
I love the looks of this shot.
Oh.
Oh.
I think it settled this. Let's see what she says. A solid shrug. They've got her on the fairway after 2 throws, one of them being OB, unfortunately.
A nice upshot for On Scoggins there under the basket.
Evelina with a birdie look.
Awesome. Awesome for
There we
Evelina.
go.
She's guarding the birdie. The
Oh,
putter is in the basket.
That was a comebacker, apparently. We're
Oh,
now
excuse me.
told. Yeah. But at least she made it.
Off the mark there for Haley, which seemingly will result her in a bogey after the left-handed drive.
Yeah.
Might be making a different tee shot decision tomorrow. We'll see.
Wouldn't mind that.
And we've got Henna
I
on
was saying,
top.
Caroline Henderson, our new name, still in the mix.
Yeah, and thanks for bringing that up, Ian. I've been wanting to touch back in on that a few times. Her even score is holding solid, and I'm hoping that we're going to get to see a few shots of her on camera tomorrow.
It's looking likely, isn't it? This was the birdie putts.
Okay.
It just got winded. But thankfully we know she does make this one, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Hard drop in for Shoe as we sneak ahead in time and space to Bomanoose, the TF15.
Yeah, tough to see what she'll be looking at, but I think that that's a medium fairway hit. You can see both competitors trying to work something left to right there, and it works beautifully for Kat at clutch timing. Now we know Henna has been taken down early in the fairway, and Kat is right outside of the bullseye.
Shoe. Not enough turn on this one. Maybe?
No, and I think the angle just coming out of her hand was not what she was looking for.
A bogey look for King. Oh, and it dribbles out. Second shot for Oliva on 16.
And all she needs to do is get this under the basket.
Is it second or third? Because I thought she was out of bounds. Yeah, that was her. Oh, that's where she got out of bounds.
That's where the OB stroke comes in.
We are taking a break on the network. Back to the action in Vegas in just a few.
Okay, this is Charger. I heard a lot of good things about the disc. Let's see if they're true, what they say. That was my actual first shot with that disc ever. So I have to say, works pretty okay. So just go now and get yourself one Charger. They are amazing.
Hi, I'm Andrew Marweed, and for the last 3 years, I've been one of the top putters in the world. I chose the DGA Steady for its straight, consistent flight path and the confidence it gives me on the green. Plus, it comes in both beaded and beadless versions with a wide variety of plastics. I prefer the Stone Steady BL, but you can find your Steady at discgolf.com.
I just think the plastic is very premium. It's a high quality material. The way the disc feels in my hand.
I think it's the quality of plastic.
It's unlike any other plastic that you'll find in the industry.
The quality is better than any other company out there.
Again, just consistent plastic. It's something I can consistently trust on every single throw.
There's so many discs to choose from, and I guarantee if you tried every disc in the lineup, you're gonna wanna put multiple discs in your bag.
It's extremely high quality. You can only say so much that they have to eventually just try it themselves and see.
It has a turn for those guys that don't have a lot of power. It's fast and it's got good glide.
My name's Garrett Gerthy. People may know me as Double G, and I've been making Double G craft jerky since I was 16 years old.
When I have Double G's craft jerky and I pull it out of my bag during a round, the first thing anyone asks is that Double G's craft jerky? And I always bring the big bag because I know I'm gonna have to share it.
I'm a big fan of beef jerky, and I have to say that Double G beef jerky is absolutely my favorite I've ever found.
I'm always looking forward to digging my hand in my next bag of Double G craft jerky.
You can find Double G craft jerky at doublegjerky.com.
Allen finding the band on that birdie bid. That's a missed opportunity, Zoe. That was a great drive.
That's right. And I'm surprised to see that. I mean, we are all human, but Katrina is such a fierce competitor, and knowing that she had that to tie it back up is a bit of a disappointment for her.
Yeah, letting Henna off the hook there. She will maintain that one-stroke lead. As they head to 16, speaking of, Weiss.
Check this line out that Jessica's throwing.
Whoa.
Definitely nothing we've seen before, taking the wide forehand turnover approach.
I guess that would kind of help. The wind would help you with that shot, right?
Right, she's trying to ride the wind.
That's heady. A birdie putt. Jen Allen. Yes.
She makes good. Just one over. Jen sees herself in the mix.
16th tee with Scoggins. Yeah. Scoggins out in the fairway safely. Let's fly this 16, Zoe.
And it's 533 feet and appropriately deemed a par 4. Really, off the tee, all you've got to do is make sure your shot is landing in the fairway and in bounds. So however you choose to do that, that's the first goal. Then we've got a green OB in front of the approach to deal with, so you're going to want to at least have a disc with enough speed to carry straight across it, or throw a wide hyzer forehand or backhand just to skip around it. Either way, the approach shot brings in more trouble, but with a well-landed tee shot, this should be an easy birdie.
Jessica Weiss after the tee shot here is the second. Ooh.
Man, that had so much speed on it. Maybe a little bit slower of a disc could have landed her closer to the basket.
Own. Throw in 2.
And I love this angle. Does she make it in bounds?
I think she's good.
Okay.
She's on the long stuff.
That's right.
And Jennifer Allen over on 17. This looks like it. Not quite as far left as she was maybe hoping, but a really nice tee shot.
I like how long she rode that wind straight.
Is that cat back there? Yes, it is.
Came out just a little bit early.
Hopefully that's settled on the knoll decently. Oliva on 17. This is a look for birdie. Zoe, is the OB long in play here?
It is, but I wouldn't think it should come in too much. Oh. Unless we're not drawing any metal was going to be my next sentence.
Yeah, they've got her for par, putting for par, so hopefully she stayed in. Or it looks like she did stay in, I should say.
Yeah,
King.
the OB's quite a bit back there.
Okay, thank you.
I can put it close to the basket.
Haley impressing herself there.
Blomroos back on 16's tee. Is it turning at all? Not enough. Oh.
Didn't look like it, and she throws with so much power that there's a risk of OB there.
Terry, do you have eyes on that henna disc?
Yeah, that came ripping in, and it's way up the fairway, but it skipped out of bounds over the cart path. She may have a look to still get up and down for the par, but definitely out of bounds.
Gotcha. Thank you for that update. Katrina next to tee. We've got a ripping. It's a right to left on this one, Terry. Is that what we're looking at here?
Yeah, exactly. So that was exaggerated. We just saw from Henna. She got the big skip, and the wind pushed her right over the cart path.
Gotcha. That makes a ton of sense. Allen in the fairway safely, though. Murch. Headwind putt, putting uphill. This is tough. Oh,
I really wanted to see that one land in the
That was
cage.
a
Such
great
a
effort.
tough putt.
Yeah, so close. Shoe.
Not a bad place to be.
Scoggins ahead on the green. Yes.
In the heart. And as you can tell from the camera view, the wind is ripping and it's picking up just a little bit here in the late round. So center change there for Owen. Very impressive.
Oliva staying in bounds and making the comebacker. Oh.
Excellent.
Wait, they give her a bogey? Oh.
And this is for Jessica Weiss's par. Does not convert. However, she lands close to the basket for the tap in.
I have an update for Maria. That did go OB. The putt, the birdie putt. Ah. Shoe. Ooh, pushing long.
It came out early and it faded quite a bit left and long.
Looks like they're trying to use that mound as a backstop and missing left. It doesn't stop. Hanley on 17. A birdie look for Holland.
And that is a clutch putt. We have a very elevated basket. Holland's pretty tall, you know, and that's above eye level height. And to run that, of course, she's got to do it. Capitalizing it even better.
Allen's approach on 16. Also missing that mound.
And that's out of circle one, I believe.
It looked like it, yeah. Back to the fairway for Evelina's approach. That's the best of the bunch, by far. Nice shot.
And I'm surprised that flag is even able to hold on to the basket. It looks like it's going to snap off.
It's going to be in tatters by the end of the weekend. Scoggins. Oh, the wind just gobbling that one up.
Too much Anheuser angle there for Owen. Just moments ago, we saw Henna's screaming drive ripping in, but finding OB. So this is now going to be a difficult approach.
It's decent, but you'd like more.
That's right.
And Terry is finding a disc, as usual.
He's so good at that.
He's a jet. '18, Holland Hanley.
And we saw 18 provide plenty of trouble in 2022 LVC. Can't wait to see how our ladies come back to crush this hole.
What was your shot shape on this one, Zoe?
Big, huge, wide hyzer.
You knew that one? Yeah. Nice.
And I think it's the safest play if you've got the distance for it. Otherwise, you kind of have to break this hole down and just find yourself landing it safely.
That looked long and wide from Holland.
Which is not a bad place to be.
Yep, agreed. Shoe.
She didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, smart play then. We just got an update on Holland out of bounds apparently on 18.
Oh,
so wide.
No.
Thought I had enough fight to get back in. See what Henna does with her par look. This could Sisyphus with a miss. And she doesn't want to do that.
And I just want to point out the mature decisions that Henna is making all throughout the day, and she's capitalizing when it's the right time. That was good golf.
Evelina for the 3.
Just
Yeah,
not
at least
quite
it's sat.
able. Yep.
She's got a lot of chains on these, you know? She's close.
She's close.
Katrina puts home par. Ahead on 17, Scoggins throwing 2.
And that landed just a little early.
She's got that for par on the other side of this break. Back in just a few.
The Educational Disc Golf Experience is the leading nonprofit organization bringing disc golf to schools nationwide since 2003. EDGE provides age-appropriate discs, targets, and a classroom-linked curriculum which empower educators to teach the fundamentals of the sport. In EDGE's 20 years of existence, over 2 million youth have been introduced to this great lifetime activity. Be a part of the next chapter of disc golf. Support EDGE today.
Davey, what are some of the molds you've come out with recently that you like quite a bit?
The Juggernaut. Not a disc for me, but boy, we were testing that thing in, I don't know, 30 mile an hour headwinds, and it didn't budge. Did not budge. Went very far and didn't budge. And we had a whole bunch of different people throwing it too. They didn't have clean throws necessarily at all, but that thing just said, oh, I don't care. So who's ever playing with that disc here, when those 40 mile an hour winds come up, they're gonna have an advantage.
Got Andyke's analysis for you. What do you got, Zoe?
Well, I put them in order of the most important thing that's going to happen. It is number 1, putting, putting, putting. As we can see, it is the most important part of the game. Accuracy off the tee is going to be the second thing, and then the mental focus. And I listed them in that order because this is really crucially what the most important differences are. If we take a look at the stats and the percentages and the conditions, those are the keys to take you to the top.
Allen, back on 17's tee.
Fantastic placement for Katrina.
Yeah.
She knows where she's sitting. She knows she has 2 holes left, and that was her digging deep and executing.
Salonen next.
It's also a really good position to have her. I believe she's just outside of the circle there.
Mm-hmm. Elevated pin, making that a little scarier of a look. Shoe. Getting gobbled up by the wind and pushed wide. Blomroos. We'll see how aggressive they get on the green. I imagine 2 layups and possibly 2 runs. Holland Hanley on the green of 18. This for bogey. You saw the OB drive.
Gorgeous putt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 over to finish the round for Holland. I feel like that's a comfortable place to be. She's not out of it. She's just a few strokes to clean up and be in it for the podium finish.
This is an Elite Plus event, so we got those 4 rounds. Allen.
A great putt for Jen there as well, just over the rim, and she's in for her bogey.
Back to the tee for Scott. Oh, yes, running man it.
Wow, that's what I like to see. Get yourself pumped up, get the blood flowing. We're going to finish this round strong with Owen Scoggins.
This disc is going in right now.
Plenty wide there. Can she come back in?
They've got her on the fairway after 1 throw. Back to 17 for Shu. Quite wide. This should be a layup. Job done there. A bit closer, but still out of range. Blomroos.
Really similar look here. A job very well done.
Yeah, that's
underneath
nice.
it.
Now decision time for Salonen and Allen. Terry, we've been watching Evelina putt all day. It's been interesting. Any takeaways from yourself on the ground there?
Yeah, she was just in circle 2 right there by a few inches. But last year at this event, over 4 rounds, she had missed 17 C1X putts. As of today, right now, through 17 holes, she's already missed 11 C1X putts. She's going to have to clean up that putting.
Absolutely. Shu to clean up the par.
Ooh, and no connection with the basket is going to make for a large comebacker.
Yeah.
And now the moment of truth for Katrina Allen. You got to know she's going for this.
For the solo lead.
Full confidence in there and a big smile for Kat.
The world champion putt right there. Grabbing a stroke on the card. Stroke plus, possibly even. She will take a 1-stroke lead to 18. Shu for bogey. You're right, Zoe. This one got away a little bit, didn't it?
Oh, and she makes good on it. That's one of my favorite things to see if you're going to miss a putt and you go long, is confidently making that comebacker. And the tap in there for Hannah.
Yep. And Evelina the same.
A little help there from her friend as we head over to the final hole for the first round competition at LVC.
Yeah. Scoggins.
I can stand my feet like this, right? 8 inches, yeah, behind.
Again, checking in with her card mates on Scoggin, a true sportsman player. She wants to make sure everybody's aware she's following the rules and then executing a great upshot.
No stress finish.
She must hear me up here in the booth.
I think she does.
Can't stress it enough, though, really, Ian. Check in with your card mates.
Yeah.
Have dialogue about the round. If there's any question at all, let's just, take away any problems that might occur and have communication about it. Love this drone view, but man, look at those flags.
They're moving.
Whipping in the wind.
Ahead on the green, Merch. That was her birdie. Looked like she just laid up smartly for par. She'll sneak out of 18 with one of those. Quick shout out to Erica Stitchcomb in the house with a 2 over today. Same as Sarah Hokum, Jennifer Allen. Let's check out this hole 18. A little bit of a redesign on this one.
Yeah, and I love the flyover view. It gives you total awareness of what it is we've got to deal with. This is all out of bounds that we're flying over. And, it's a bit of a clear, the entirety of the hole. We've got 301 feet, which doesn't seem far, but with the wind and the OB and all those trees protecting the basket, even if you are close, being behind one of those palm trees might just make you have to lay up. So players doing their homework on hole 18 here is super crucial, and then being committed to the tee shot is what it's going to take.
Now look down at the tee. Katrina Allen should be first up on the box. 1 stroke lead. 1 to play on the day. Is she lining up a turnover here, Zoe?
At first I thought Kat would throw a hyzer, but I think you're right, Ian. She is going to try to get some left to right action out of this.
Got the action. It was just a little too low. Gets the good flag, though.
Gets the green flag, and Kat is one of the queens of hyzer flip, so that left to right isn't too much different for her.
Yep. Solid in. A live look down from the Flight Factory eye in the sky. What are we getting here?
I'm curious to see what the flag is. Evelina also kept that at a good height out of the wind, but might have been too low.
What do you think about that one from Evelina, Terry?
Guys, it was coming in perfectly. It hit one of the stakes and then kicked out of bounds. So it was a stake that prevented her from finding the island. Katrina was actually short and skipped onto the island. So a crazy turn of events between those two throws.
Wild. Shoo. What a cool shot here.
I love that view. It's so nice to hear the insight from Terry on the ground there. Let's take a look at this shot from Evelina. So similar to Katrina's shot. We know that Katrina got the good luck bounce in.
Oh.
She did hit that stake. Ian, we are in Las Vegas. You got good luck and you got some bad luck.
Yeah. That's disc golf.
Hopefully Evelina will take a healthy share of the good luck for round 2 tomorrow.
Rough round for Evelina. She's been throwing well the whole time, which is, par for her course anyway. She always throws well.
I get excited to see Evelina every single tee shot. There's just no doubt that she is above and beyond. She's got the elite accuracy and distance. It's just a matter of the putting coming together, and we all want to see it.
Oh, here she is from the drop zone, throwing 3.
That had quite a drastic angle, but actually just outside of the bullseye, it's a good shot.
Blomroos also finding the out of bounds, also throwing 3. Oh no.
Those are like iron bushes. I mean, as you notice,
Yeah.
that just caught her disc and swatted her down, so she's going to have some work to do.
That was a bit of an unforced error there. And huge thanks to our friends at StatMando, providing all the stats for today's broadcast.
Yeah,
They should-
StatMando, it's got to be one of my favorite. They're coming out with some of the oldest facts, some of the most interesting facts, and facts that we've just never heard of or seen
Yeah,
before.
that's cool. Their disc golf database is better than yours. While we watch Henna walk to hers, Terry, you got one more Evelina stat for us?
Yeah, guys, with Evelina lining up a bogey or possibly a double here, this will be the first time in over a year that she is going to go in Elite Series or Major without a birdie on her scorecard. At no point last year was she birdie free. It looks like it's going to be the opening round this year for her at the LVC.
Wow.
And that is a really, really interesting stat because, you know, Evelina is always within those top 15 players, but a lot of pink and red on the scorecard today.
There's the up. The down will give her a 1-stroke lead heading into today, too. Looking like it'll be just over Rebecca Cox, though, as Henna will drop down to 1 under. Best case now.
And Paige Shue is definitely in an uncomfortable position here. We'll see what kind of a run she gives this.
I guess I shouldn't count out the Blomroos make, but it's from distance. Oh my goodness. What a stab by Shue.
That was so close. Giving it her all. And just one putt left to go.
Thanks to Zuka for rolling back that replay. I love rolling my Zuka cart all around the course. They've got a new cart this year coming out too, Zoe.
That's what I've heard.
I want to get one. Coming back for bogey, Evelina. Double. Man, disc golf, Zoe, you're just on an island by yourself, you know?
It's true. It's very true. Individual sport that it is.
Yep. And there is the double. Shue drops in.
And here's Kat for her final putt to be leading the tournament after round 1 at the Las Vegas Challenge. Wow. What a day 1, Ian.
It was eventful. Evelina, that's the sounds of her double bogey finding home. Alan is marked as a bogey on UDisc, but that's a par. Right?
It should be a
Well,
par.
we'll get there eventually. Day 1 in the books.
And look at that, Rebecca Cox holding on to that tied for first.
They fixed it. There we go.
That's what I was
Yeah.
kind of wondering.
Yeah.
Katrina should have had that 1-stroke lead. So still, Rebecca Cox holding on to that second place position. Holly also holding on. Day 1 was crazy.
It was awesome. It was a fantastic watch. Welcome back to the booth in Las Vegas. Ian Anderson, Zoe Andyke. Biggest takeaway on the day.
The biggest takeaway is that this is the beginning of the season, and this was round 1. We've got players with new discs. We've got adverse conditions, and we've got a whole lot more golf to play. I'd say for everyone out there, don't miss one step of this action because there's so much to learn, and there's so many interesting things, whether you're cheering for the manufacturer or the player or both. The play is telling it all, and it's setting us up for a really awesome 2023 season.
That's going to be exciting, no doubt. You guys will get to watch it all live on the Disc Golf Network. There's no better way to watch sports. Love it. Quick break. When we come back, we'll have some interviews for you. Just a few.
I'm there at the PGA store. Actually, just
I'm out. I'm done.
You done?
We're good. I can give you the card. Yep.
Check out the whole lineup at ClashDisc.com.
The inspiration of creating a new disc line for Dynamic Disc was to actually step up the quality even more.
It's kind of unique, actually. I can definitely feel my first instinct is like, wow, that's something like I've never felt before.
Air Spectrum is Prodigy's new line of premium lightweight discs in the mid-range, fairway, and distance driver models. You can now get beautiful bursts of color no matter your preferred weight. Bag one today at ProdigyDisc.com.
What makes the Halal Guys so deliciously different? You might have heard of our famously long cart lines that NYC fans happily stand in. Today, with over 100 plus restaurants across the globe, we are your place to experience authentic American halal. Enjoy our delicious falafel, Euro sandwich, platters, and sides topped with our famously flavorful white and hot sauces. Order online today and taste how we make different so delicious. The Halal Guys, bringing something deliciously different to the table.
The Wombat 3 pretty much goes right where you want to throw it. One of the most difficult shots to throw in disc golf is a perfectly straight shot, and the Wombat 3 does that really, really well.
This looks perfect. Off the basket. Now it's rolling. It's headed for the OB. This needs to sit. Oh my goodness. It's safe. Right on the line. She's going to have about a 30-foot putt for the win. Okay, here we go. The putt is up. Boom, it's in. Strong side with authority. What an incredible moment. Yes.
Welcome back to Vegas. There are your scores after day one. Alan, 1-stroke lead.
Got a small pile up there at third place with Holly, Henna, and Caroline.
We'll be seeing her on Chase Car tomorrow. Get our first look at Caroline. She's out of Frisco, Texas. She'll be with Owen Scoggins, Missy Gannon.
And I like seeing Erica Stinchcomb up there and tied for 8th. She also has a couple of new sponsors this year, so
that's right.
Obviously working out well.
Hannah Wynn. It's Chris Clemens. Girl had a solid day.
Look at that, +3. We've got a big stack up. Kona Star Panis on the top of that list there.
That's cool.
And you know, I just don't see a huge separation here. There's going to be a lot of shakeup on the leaderboard after round 2 and 3. Haley King dropping down to also to tie for 14th, but she's not out of it.
And your leader today, Katrina Allen. Let's take another look at how her day unfolded.
Coming into this tournament in a position of strength from last year's championship, and I saw at All-Stars, I feel like Katrina's form looks crisp. It looks pure, like she has been preparing and ready to start the season.
She looks mid-season already. Grabbing a ton of strokes on 6 from everyone there with some smart golf.
Exactly. So much success here on these courses in Las Vegas.
And that birdie on 17 right there earned her that 1-stroke lead. Some finished knucks.
Katrina Allen, very comfortable with her DGA plastic.
Yeah.
Hoping to hold on to that lead.
She switched over so seamlessly, it was incredible.
Yeah, and you know, being with a full season under her belt, I think we're going to see some really big things out of Katrina Allen this year.
Welcome back to the booth again. Katrina, just killing it.
Like I said, looks like she really took some time, and during her interview, if you were listening, she took some time away from her discs in order to fall in love with her discs and her disc golf game, and it looks like she is very much in that relationship. You know, we've seen some fantastic rollers out of Kat throughout last season, and you just mentioned got a whole year of DGA plastic under her belt, so I think we're going to see some phenomenal rollers, assuming that the wind would die down a little bit, or courses will provide that platform for. But the put's dying. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? It's just sheer confidence.
And the wind too. You know,
Yes.
to be confident with no wind is one thing. Be confident in this wind is a whole other thing.
And another thing I want to kind of touch on from her interview is that Kat's really trying to take a mental approach to the game this year of analyze and appropriately move on from it. And when I say appropriately, from Kat's words, it's like assess the damage or assess the goodness, take it in, and then just move on. Be honest with yourself. She's really trying to, I guess, bring in like a little bit more of the elements and have that like sure dialogue with herself, and then apply it to the game. I like her 2-second rule of good or bad. Celebrate or be upset, and then it's over. We're looking to the future and never looking back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm also excited. We'd see Rebecca Cox tomorrow. You know, excited to see her bubble up. She had not playing not the best year her last year. Put in some work in the off season, and we'll get a look at her game.
And then to round out our lead card, we're going to have Holly Finley and Henna.
Should be good. We do have Katrina at booth. We're going to send it on down to Wildhorse.
And joining us now is our leader in Katrina Allen and Kat. First of all, we all survived. How does that feel?
Pretty good, yeah.
Describe for everyone at home, because we're talking about the wind and they're seeing what's happening, but describe it in your own words what it was like out there.
It was very inconsistent, very gusty. Sometimes the gusts stayed for a little longer than you wanted, and I guarantee the gusts were 20 miles an hour today. It was pretty intense. I think, toughest conditions I think since maybe DDO last year. That was the third round or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, brutal out there. And after we saw Evelina hit the basket, I believe on the tee of 13 or so, you were walking up to the green. I saw you. We locked eyes, and you just kind of took a deep sigh, like, oh my gosh, we're fighting through this. Yeah. So who would have guessed that pars would feel so good today? You had quite a few of them out there. Is that where you were thinking at a certain point is, hey, I'm just going to play everything for par?
Yeah, honestly. I mean, just get within 60 feet. If I, execute the tee shot and have a good putt, a good wind, I should say, then yeah, it was really just get inside 100 and put it under the basket.
And then let's talk about your putting for a moment. It looked really good, although it doesn't necessarily translate well in conditions like this. But right. I feel like you battled through it really well today.
Yeah, I think we was just talking maybe to Paige Shue about it. Just 2 putts I really think I should make even in those conditions. And then I kind of was tensed up. It was hard to relax and just be smooth. And I think just a couple putts I kind of tensed up, and other than that, it was, the putt on 17 felt awesome. But, yeah.
And then, of course, you're going to go over to the Innova course tomorrow, and then you'll be back at the Infinite course here in a couple of days. They made a few course changes real quick. You want to talk on any of the course changes that we saw here today that you guys played?
Oh, yeah. One hole was shorter.
Yeah, hole 9 had a different tee area,
Yeah.
for instance.
Okay, yeah. Hole 9. I'm trying to think if there were any other changes.
So apparently they didn't affect you too much if you really have to even think about them.
Right. No, and yeah, and I think just Innova added some more OB, a little tighter on the left and right of certain fairways where you could kind of get away with a errant shot. It seems like it's a little tighter off the tee on a few of the par 4s, I think, tomorrow. So, yeah, I mean.
All right. Sounds like you'll be ready to go. Anything you want to say to everybody after the opening round here?
No, thanks for watching through those tough conditions. I know it's not the most fun golf to watch, but we're really trying, and we appreciate you viewing. So.
All right. Well, out of 17 or 18 rounds out here, you've, I think, now shot 12 of the hottest rounds. So congratulations, keeping that rolling. Katrina Allen, she's your leader. We'll see her tomorrow morning.
Okay. See you guys.
Yep, I agree with that. And I like that Terry had asked her about the conditions and the changes. You know, you get to hear it firsthand from the player, and really not a lot of changes. But one thing I want to highlight out of that interview is that the entire FPO field really just wants to put on a show. Everyone is so appreciative, number one, for the live coverage, the extra coverage, the post-production. These ladies are, the talent is deep. The pool has grown substantially. And we all just are excited to have this chance to display our skills.
Yeah, it's a great showcase for sure. Zoe, you ready?
Yeah, I was going to say it's
OTB time.
One of my favorite
Let's
times.
do it. OTB shot of the day. Fire this thing off, production. You guessed it already, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
You didn't even give it a guess, Ian, but I probably stole the best
you
guess.
did. Yep.
Almost a 1. Who's on the scorecard today, but almost that 1 for Evelina.
So close. When's the last time a shot of the day went OB?
Yeah, actually, I can't even name it.
Yeah.
But deservingly so, Evelina almost put that forehand in. The only forehand tee shot from her card on that hole.
Makes a ton of sense with the wind the way it was that day, or today, I should say. That's it. That's the show. Hope you guys enjoyed day 1. We have the gents on about an hour, I want to say. Maybe a little bit later than that, but we'll catch you guys for that, and we'll catch you tomorrow morning for the women again. Zoe?
Yeah, we've got the men on at 1:30. Be sure to join. Do not miss round 2, 3, or 4 with us right here on the Disc Golf Network. We'll be looking forward to providing the action for you at home.
Thanks for watching. We'll catch you there.